Hey everybody, we're back for round two. We've won the die roll, so we will play first, and let's see what we got. Well, we got our red source, which isn't good, and we got our blue, which gives us Mirror Mockery and nothing else. Not keepable. Black and a red. We do have Wild Slash online, but this is bad as well. Oh, this seems bad. This seems bad. Any land, and we have Butcher's Glee online, but we don't have a creature for it. Blue is our main color, though, at 7 lands. So we've got a 7 out of 34 chance of drawing an island. What's that work out to? 7 times 4, 7 times 5. About a 20-something% chance of drawing an island. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds really awful, doesn't it? Maybe we just hold this hand because we have the Wild Slash to kill a Morph on turn 3. Yeah, but it seems bad. I probably shouldn't have kept that. Let me know in the comments below what you would have done on that 6. Or would you have kept the 7 that I had? I don't think anybody would have, but you never know. Alright, what are we up against? Red. Is it going to be red-black? Well, hey, there's a Dousing Gloom, another land, and we have another removal spell online. So that's something. Our opponent is red-blue. Interesting. Smoldering Efreet. Yeah, I'll kill that and do 2 to you. Hey, there's our island. So we've got Dousing Gloom online and any land, and we get a Youthful Scholar. Cool, cool, cool. No 3-drop, that's good to see. There's our land. Let's throw down a Youthful Scholar. If he wants to twin bolt it, he can go right ahead. I'll be pretty happy with that. I don't think he will, though. Gets his 4 land. And what are we going to see? Hopefully something with 2 toughness. That's what I want to see. Gurmag Drowner. Is it going to sack itself, or is he going to just let it be a 2/4? He's going to sack itself to get some card digging going on. We're going to get to see a little bit of his deck at least. He's got himself a Kindled Fury, an island, and an island. Alright. So, we can get in for 2. And that's about all we can do. We can hold up our Dousing Gloom, hold up our Butcher's Glee. We don't have another blue for Silumgar Sorcerer, unfortunately. But boy, will he be good when I get a second blue. Silumgar Sorcerer, counter ideally a big, bomby creature of his, sack the Scholar, draw 2 cards off of it. Oh, seems really good. Also seeming good is a Morph when I have a Dousing Gloom in hand. Unless it's a Stratus Dancer. It's a Stratus Dancer. Wah wah. Oh well. Dousing Gloom it again. Get in for 2. It's going to be funny if Youthful Scholar is what gets me there. Hits his 6th land. I would like to have my 6th land. Summit Prowler. Sure thing. It's going to hold me off for a little while at least. Another Swamp. Sarkhan's Rage is online. I will just pass the turn here, I think. If he wants to attack, I'll trade the Scholar for it, I think. I think. Yeah, he's going to come in, so we'll block. And we'll draw 2 cards. Scholar did a good job. Got in for 6 damage. Still no island. Ah. Lotus Path Djinn. I don't think I want that sticking around. Although I do have a Silumgar. Blue, black, 1, 2, 3. I may very well have a Silumgar next turn. So yeah, I think I'll Sarkhan's Rage the Summit Prowler instead. There's the land we want. So we can drop Silumgar. And he should just stick around for a good long while. We can play Dutiful Attendant next turn, leave up Silumgar Sorcerer to counter some creatures of his. And maybe be pretty good. Alright, what are we going to see? We're going to see another land. And then we're going to see nothing. Cool. I'm fine with seeing nothing. So, he could maybe have something that would make him kill Silumgar, but I don't think so. So I'm just going to come in. If he somehow has something that gives that death touch in blue or red, we have a Butcher's Glee. He is just going to take the 3 and go to 11. Sounds good. Let's drop our Dutiful Attendant and pass the turn. We'll leave up Silumgar Sorcerer, sack the Attendant, and bring back a Youthful Scholar. Is there anything in blue or red that could kill Silumgar outside of just combat? Don't think so. There's no sweepers, there's no sack effects. I think Silumgar is pretty safe when he's not up against black. Guess maybe Temur Battle Rage on something big could do it. He is going to kill my Dutiful Attendant and deal the other 2 to me? Yes, to me. So you can only target or counter creature spells, which is a pain. Alright. I mean, that's fine. Because I'll get back Youthful Scholar. And I can play Youthful Scholar, and then he becomes an even better target for me for Silumgar Sorcerer. Okay, he's just going to try to race me. He is just going to try to race me. Sure. I will come in for 3. And then I will drop maybe a Minister of Pain, actually, with no exploit. And then leave up Silumgar Sorcerer. So he's got a Mardu Scout in hand, and who knows what else. Who knows what else? He is going to roast the Minister. What a pain. What a pain. Alright, you roast it. Good job. Yeah, let's just Silumgar Sorcerer and exploit itself to counter the Mardu Scout. You can get in for 3. I'll get in and take him to 5. We can drop a Youthful Scholar. Things seem pretty okay to me. We don't have 9 mana, do we? 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana. Less good. Perhaps we just Silumgar Butcher. Could take him to 2. Yeah, you know what? Let's just take him to 2. Gain back some life in case of sudden Teamer Battles Rage shenanigans. And drop a Youthful Scholar. 15 to 2 with 2 creatures on board. I feel pretty good about that. Feel pretty good about that. So what have we seen? We've seen Roast and Pyrotechnics. Pretty gross. And a Stratus Dancer. Need to keep that in mind. But we won that game, so things are going decently. Monastery Lore Master. I liked that in place of... What did I like that in place of? The Minister of Pain. Why, yes. Elusive Spellfish, you're not going to do anything for me. Shriek. Icebreakers, Wandering Tomb Shell, you're not going to do anything for me. Ethereal Ambush. Or no, sorry, not Ethereal Ambush. What do I have? I have blue-red, blue-black, black-red. Yeah, nothing really there for me. Nothing in the red I super want. So, I mean, I guess collateral damage is okay with 2 Palace Familiars and a Youthful Scholar. But I think I'm pretty happy to just jump back in and see if we can do that again. Alright, we're back for game 2. We've got 2 lands, which isn't the best. We do have a 2-drop, though, and a 3-drop if we draw any land. A couple of 4-drops. We've got a Morph, which is the 3-drop. I'm pretty okay with keeping that. We do run the risk of getting mana screwed, but at least we're going to have a creature while being mana screwed. A mountain. Sounds good. Hey, there's our land. We're not mana screwed. So we can Douse and Gloom if need be. We can Lore Master if need be. We've got our options. Double red. Are we going to see a Mardu Scout? We're not. Cool. There's our 4th land. Scholar can come online. All right. Feeling good. Do we see a 3-drop? We see a Hardened Berserker, which is going to get heavily doused. Although... Yeah, let's douse him. I was going to consider seeing if we wanted to trade, but I think just getting in for 2 and keeping this Death Toucher, which is slightly more unconditional removal, in the later game, at least against non-flyers, is probably the better choice. Because we won't always be guaranteed to be up against X2s. Sprinting Warbrute. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Well, we're taking 5. We are taking 5. He has the Warbrute, so I think we're going to leave up the hand. And we're going to drop a Youthful Scholar. If he wants to try that again, I will block with the hand. I assume he's going to establish his board presence a little bit more instead. With a Morph, perhaps a Stratus Dancer, and a Smoldering Efreet. Alright. We get ourselves an Ojutai Interceptor. So, what do we do? I think we're going to morph down the Interceptor and pass the turn. Reaching stability for the time being. Ideally, this isn't something huge and obnoxious. I'd be okay with it being an Atarka Efreet, because that would just be a 6/2, which everything on board can handle, although it could kill my hand of Silumgar, which would be a pain. Would be a pain. Pyrotechnics. Well, that's pretty darn gross. That's pretty darn gross. Alright. Could have done without that happening. Could have done without that happening. Probably no attacks here. Yeah, didn't think so. Could have done without that happening. Wow. Alright, so do we put down the Lore Master? Do we... Dragon Lord's prerogative. What do we do? I will morph the Lore Master. Yeesh. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can unmorph it next turn. If he dashes in the sprinting Warbrute, though, what do I do? Do I double block and lose the Lore Master? Draw 2 cards, though? Yeah. Pyrotechnics. Well, at least it's out of his hand. And he's probably playing the win before Silumgar game, which is a pretty good game to play against my deck. Alright, what's coming at us here? Oh, he flipped up his very own Ojutai Interceptor. Alright, so that's going to get in for 4. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about it at all. And he's got himself a Spider Silk Net. Interesting. I assume that's to block... what's his face? You know the guy. Silumgar. So... I'm going to come in with my morph. And I don't think he's going to block. Maybe he is. No, he's not. So... I will unmorph, I suppose. And I will pull back that Douse and Gloom. Get in for 4. I've got a Douse and Gloom up that can kill that Interceptor ideally. Though he could just throw the Spider Silk Net over onto it. Gonna need to use my Butcher's Glee to get some life back at some point. Relatively soon, though, I think. Could potentially gain 9 life back were I to Butcher's Glee, the Lore Master, and Douse and Gloom in the same turn. He is going to move it over to the Interceptor and make it into a 4/4 flyer. And then he is going to Sprinting Warbrute, which I'm obviously going to block with the Scholar. And I will take 6. I will take 6, because I gotta. So we will block there. Oh, can't even Douse and Gloom it. That's a pain. Alright, more life gain, more blockers, more everythings. So we will Bloodfell Caves. Gain a life, go up to 7. We will Palace Familiar. And we will leave up Butcher's Glee and or Silumgar Sorcerer. And pass the turn. Is he going to Warbrute? He's going to Warbrute. Alright, so pretty okay with that still. Because what I'm going to do is coming in with just the Warbrute. Okay, there we go. The Efreet too, or leaving it back? So what we're going to do is we're going to block the Warbrute with the Lore Master, Butcher's Glee it, so that we're going to gain 7 life, and then block the Interceptor and draw a card. So we'll take 2, but gain 7, which sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So we're going to block like that. Do we Butcher's Glee that? Yeah, I think we Butcher's Glee that. I was considering Butcher's Gleeing the Palace Familiar to kill the Interceptor, leave the Palace Familiar alive to have Silumgar Sorcerer to exploit it. It seemed like a possible play. But I think we do that instead. Ojutai's Breath, I like that. I like that. We are going to come in for 4. Take him to 10. And then we will douse in Gloom the Efreet. Take him to 8, put me to 14, and then leave up Ojutai's Breath. And Silumgar Sorcerer, although I don't ideally want to Silumgar Sorcerer that. He may not actually attack here, though. He may not attack. Because that would allow me to have his life total. He is indeed going to attack. All right. I will take the 4 here. And then what's he going to follow that up with? He's going to follow that up with Illusory Gains. So he's going to take control of my Monastery Lore Master. So, can you exploit something even if there's no target for the ability? I'm certain you can. I'm certain you can. So we can exploit that and ruin his Illusory Gains. So that's what we're going to do. So we can't counter that spell, but we should be able to fizzle that spell. At least I'm pretty sure. Our opponent's reading Silumgar Sorcerer over very carefully. Very, very carefully. It resolves. And we are going to exploit the Lore Master. And no Illusory Gains for you. No Illusory Gains for you. Swamp. So, do we have 8 mana? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 mana. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in for 2. Take him to 6. We're going to Gravecrawler. Sack the Sorcerer. Get ourselves a pretty wide battlefield. And then we're going to tap down whatever he plays. We're going to tap down the Interceptor. On the rebound, tap down whatever blocker he has. And I think take it, or at least get pretty close to taking this. He could counter the Ojutai's Breath, which would be a pain. But we'll find out. So we tap the Interceptor, so no attacks. He's going to play a Thunderbreak Regent. Alright. So we can tap that down and take 3. And he has no other blockers, so I think we just win. Depends on what he's got in hand, I suppose. Could have a Whisk Away, actually. Could have a Whisk Away. Oh no, we took it. Alright, awesome! So we are 2-0. We're going to go into the finals. Our deck is doing pretty solidly. For those keeping track, I am 2-0 for my Grand Prix Montreal practice over the next month or so. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying playing. I'll see you for round 3.